We're going to be getting going here in just a couple minutes. Everybody, let's let some people roll in. Make sure you are retweeting this on Twitter. You're entered to win a giveaway that we do on Fridays. Get active in the live chat. If there's things you want to see, if there's different things you want to talk about, get active in there. I watch the chat the whole time. Make sure you're paying attention here on Twitter and on YouTube. Make sure you're following everything. We're about to get into this in about a minute and a half. So let's get into it. Let's get into the chat. Let's talk about it. Let's go. Let's get it ready. Going to be getting going here in just a second, everybody. So let's do it. What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Welcome to the BitLab Academy daily stream. We have got such an exciting market right now, but we've got to balance that because there are catastrophes happening all over the world. So before we dive in and look at how we can make money and what the opportunity, let's just take a moment, put our hands on our hearts, and just give love and compassion and just a deep breath for everybody in the world that's hurting right now, whether it's from the Hurricane Helene, whether it's from what's happening in Israel and Iran and Lebanon, whether it's happening in Russia or Ukraine. There are innocent people all over the world that are hurting. So let's remember that, yes, we're out here trying to make some money in these markets, and these things are affecting and creating opportunities that are abound, but we cannot forget the humanity that's involved in everything that's happening here. So let's find some gratitude in our hearts. Let's find some compassion, and let's start with that. Let's start with the prayers for friends and families and strangers, people on both sides of any of these fences, because there's humanity everywhere. A lot of times, some of these bad things that are happening are only because of the propaganda machines that those people are within. So let's find love, and now let's dive into these charts. We got to talk about it because we are here in these markets. We are here. You watch me on a daily basis so I can give you some direction into strategy, into tools, into resources, into this community that we've built together. This is not my community. This is our community. And I want to make sure all of you can prevent yourselves from stepping into many of the pitfalls that I fell into when I first started foraying into these markets trying to make money. I love you all. I appreciate you all. And again, I have gratitude for each and every one of you. Whether you watch and you never chat in the live chat, maybe you never retweet, maybe you never hit the like button, it doesn't matter. I'm happy you're here. I'm happy. I'm honored that I can be somebody that can share my thoughts and my experiences, and that you trust me to, even if you hate me or if you're here on a daily basis, there's something about it that's compelling you to watch. And I love you all and I appreciate y'all. And my only mission here is to do better, get better, be better, and help you do better, get better, and be better. That's what this is all about. So with that being said, I love you all. I appreciate you. Again, my name's Kelly Kellum. Welcome to the BitLab Academy. I hope you can find this as a place in this entire crypto Twitter, YouTube Twitter, knowing that you can get tools that are going to advance your life, but also I hope I can empower you to be more compassionate to yourself, find more gratitude, and through that, I think you're going to have a better lens on what's happening in this market. I hope we can all just pause sometimes and realize that there's so much to be grateful for. There's so many people that are going through overwhelming hardship right now. And we're over here trying to figure out what the angle is on the market. We have to take account for that. We have to realize that, yes, we're maybe not affected by that directly. Maybe you are. And if you are, my love and compassion and prayers go out to you. But we all need to balance with what's going on right now. We're frustrated with market chop in front of the biggest opportunity that's ever going to present in our lives while other people are out there fighting for their lives. So let's just take a moment with that and say, hey, we can all love each other. We can all take a moment, take a deep breath, have some gratitude. And then with that, let's go ahead and dive in to some of these things we want to talk about today and dive in to what is happening here in these markets because, hey, we got a lot to talk about today. So with that being said, let's go ahead and start it with this. Invest or be divested into nothing. This is what we need to understand in terms of the markets, in terms of the money, in terms of all of this going on. Check this out. Somebody who was a millionaire in 1913 and held it in gold, the most minimal safe investment they could outside of the US dollar, is now worth over $92,107,402. That's a 92x from just being a millionaire. The same millionaire who held it in the US dollar is only worth $16,779. Let that sink in. Invest, you are exponentially in a better position. Hold it in this thing that we're all supposed to trust has value. Your value gets divested into nothing. It gets reduced into nothing. Would you agree $16,000 is nothing? No, I would not. I think $16,000 is something, absolutely. But when you consider what $16,000 is as it related to what $1 million is, that is not even the dust on the edge of a penny. That is nothing. The amount of reduction in the value that you hold. And remember, value in money that you're earning, take the money aside. This is what the government is saying. Your value of time is worth. $1 million worth of labor in 1913 is worth only $16,000 now. So think about that in the time spent to earn that money. This is what we have to realize. This is why the only way to step into the future and have wealth that can accumulate beyond what you have now and not be diminished into nothing is if you invest. And this is why there's a growing gap in that wealth disparity over time, because most people have little to nothing to invest. Everybody out there is scraping by. I know doctors in New York that have to have roommates because the cost of living is so damn high. And you're expecting a mother with 3 kids, single mother with 3 kids, to advance their life and invest? Well, at some point, and it's a hard truth, the only way you can get ahead is if you invest. So we have to all, no matter where we're at on the economic strata, we have to find out where we can sacrifice. And it does. It's up to us. It's up to nobody else. And I'm sorry if you're in a hard position. This is a hard lesson to know. It's up to you individually to figure out what you're willing to sacrifice despite the position you're in. What pain you're willing to take on now to have prosperous betterment in any portion of your future. Same thing with diet and health. If you want to lose weight, what do you got to do? You got to choose the pain you want. The pain of being overweight and not feeling good about yourself and having low self-esteem and trying to figure out how you can come up with the pronoun or come up with come up with a word like fat shaming. You know what? That's the truth. If you're vastly overweight, you shouldn't be on the cover of a magazine. The cover of a magazine is for people that are exemplifying greatness in their body. You should not be in the NFL if you have no athletic skill. This is the truth of the world. We need to figure out what pains we're willing to deal with and what pains we're willing to accept. Some of those pains will build into your future. Some of those pains will just keep you as a victim, and you can be a competitive victim with everybody else in your life and wonder why you're a drag on society. I am not willing to be a victim, and I hope none of you are willing to be a victim either. We all go through phases where we are a victim. So the question right now is, what are we going to do about our future? Because I want to empower you all, regardless of where you're at. This is not a shaming. This is not meant to be shaming at all. This is meant to be a realization that we have to be the catalyst that takes us into our future. You're going to be stuck where you're at and you're going to go backwards if you're a victim, or you can accept who you are, what you're capable of, and where you need to grow. And from that, you can have a better future. So looking at this chart right here, this graphic, this meme, this is an example of all that, whether it's your health, your wellness, your physical shape, your every bit of this comes from what pain are you willing to accept? What are you willing to sacrifice so that you can grow into your better future? Or are you just can allow yourself to be subjugated to everybody else being the problem? We don't do that. That's not what we do here at BitLab Academy. Anybody here in this community, we are here to grow together. We are here to keep it real. We are here to have the tools to grow this into the future. So let's talk about it. It is October 2nd, the second day of October. It is October 2nd, the second day of October. I'm going to say that again. It is October 2nd, the second day of October. And what are people doing? People are acting like babies here. People are, where did I say? October was a scam. I saw all these yesterday. October was a scam. Okay, well, seriously, yesterday it was only October 1st. Today it's only October 2nd. Peak impatience screaming right now as everything is still on course. This is the victims. This is the victim saying, I thought October was supposed to be up. Motherfucker, it's only October 2nd. We could go down another 20% between now and October 15th. We could go down another 30% between now and October 20th and have a God candle, and at the end of the month still be absolutely crushing it with an up month. You have to let price action play out. You have to let time play out in these charts. You have to let the pestilence and the victimization and the emotionality of charts play out, because that's what these charts are meant to do. We just broke above 65,000. I outlined this 2 weeks ago, that level. So did Matthew Hyland. 65,000 was a key level we had to break above. But that does not mean up only afterwards. It means, okay, we set the higher high. Now let's flush out all these overambitious bulls that are going 40x, 100x long. It's done that. And I'm going to show you some charts that are showing you this right now. I'm still super bullish. I outlined this 2 weeks ago. Likely pullback to set another, I meant to say low, is in order. Patience, let the price action build the stairway to heaven. This is what we need to be patient with right now. Even Christopher Inc. says emotions are funny, aren't they? By the way, if you're not following Christopher Inc., make sure you follow him at TX West Capital. Kelly Kellum, play the pump song. Biddy is rallying. Well, let's see. Let's go ahead and take a look at the chart really quick. We're going to be looking at a lot of charts today. Where is my chart? I got too many tabs open. We're getting a little bit of movement up. We want to break really above this 62,000 mark. And look at where this is at. The weekly VWAP, 62,465. This is an interesting zone that we're going to need to break through. But what's going to be more interesting is a level I'm going to show you here in just a few minutes. And I'm also going to show you some really interesting data on some altcoins you need to pay attention to if you are at all interested in the real world asset tokenization, which I think is going to be one of the major narratives of this cycle. So stay tuned for that. And by the way, as you just tuned in, everybody, we got a good number of people in here already, 193 people. I'm sure we'll have a couple hundred more pop in here in just a few minutes. I love you all. I appreciate y'all. And I love it when you all participate in this content that you are watching. Hit that like button. hit the subscribe button, ding the bell. You don't understand how much that actually impacts the algorithms. Our entire business and content is, what do the algorithms think? The only way the algorithms know what's going on is based on your engagement. It could be in the live chat, could be hitting the like button, could be hitting the subscribe button, could be heading over to my Twitter page. As you can see, where is it at? Right here, at Kelly Kellum. Come to this page. You see it right there. It's also right below my face. That's how you spell it. Come right here, hit this retweet button, hit this like button. If we can get over 15 by the end of the stream, I will do another random giveaway today of another Arculus. And by the way, all of you that won the Arculus in the last 2 giveaways, they are all on the way. So stay tuned for that. But I want to give back to you all for helping show some love and getting this word out to people. And also for anybody that's interested in joining the free traders group, the trade signals, so many great gains are going on in there from all the different signals that are being given away. It is directly below this in the comments. If you are watching live on YouTube, it is pinned in the top of the live chat right here. It's also the first line right here in the description. Join us there. All you got to do is sign up for CoinW. You can use it in the US. You can, no VPN, no KYC needed. There might be a warning. It's just a warning because of regulation. You can confirm through that. Just make sure you're not putting your entire portfolio on there. Deposit $100 minimum. You get access to this free group. And also, the more you trade, you get different bonuses. And the more you deposit, you get bonuses up to $30,500 in bonuses. So come and trade with us there. It's also a great way to help support the channel. Now, going on to what we wanted to talk about today. This is, where are we at? The too many different windows open. Here we are. So we talked about this yesterday. Remember, October 2nd. We're only at October 2nd. Everybody's worried because we had a little bit of a dip, and it was an expected dip. And again, you see, I showed another graphic yesterday from Ali Charts, but here's from Mustache, so Crypto Prof. Did you know that October has been the starting month of the parabolic curve into the blow off top, basically the start of the run up in every cycle? Not one, not two, not three, every cycle. Meanwhile, the crypto fear and greed index is at fear. This is people that don't understand the long-term structure of how this market works. Yes, it's scary right now. We just had everything happening, sort of expanding the fear and uncertainty with what we saw in the Middle East. However, those tend to be, and I'm not trying to take the humanity out of it. When you're looking at markets, you have to look at markets agnostic to emotion. Now, that's why I started this stream. That's why I started the stream with a bit of compassion. I started this stream with a bit of remembrance. Outside of these markets, what's going on in the world is terrifying. It's terrible, and it's incredibly sad to see this kind of stuff still happens in the world. The political jockeying, all these wars that are really just to the betterment of bankers. But you also have to the ability to compartmentalize and come into markets outside of the humanity of it and say, okay, yes, this is sad, but if I am participating in markets, I'm not just going to give money away because that's happening over there. I'm going to give compassion, love, and prayers, but I'm also going to say, okay, for my livelihood, for my sake, for my family, for my ability to navigate this market, what can I do to look at this market and play this agnostic to what's going on the world over? Veteran Crypto can tell you this explicitly. He and I are both military veterans. I would not join the military now. I don't believe in a single command that the government is giving about any of these wars going on. It's nonsense. However, we still participated in that machine. And now that I'm looking at these markets, I have incredible compassion to what's going on, but also looking at, like, for instance, this right here, this was a COVID economic shutdown. Terrible. So many people lost their lives. Have compassion, but also say, okay, this is a sell-off. There's max fear. That means max buying opportunity. This is what you need to realize if you want to navigate these markets. If you can't do it, then you need to look at the long-term view, just buy and don't do anything else. If you're trading in any capacity or trying to make moves within the trend, you have to look at it as a chart analyst, not as a compassionate person. Be compassionate when you're not looking at the charts. Be a monster when you're looking at the charts. That's the name of the game. That's the only way you can truly make it work if you're trading intra-trend. Now, We're just October 2nd. We talked about this before the drop yesterday. I was expecting about the first week, so did Michael Vanderpope, the first week of October, likely a bit choppy, likely a bit of a breakdown. Why? Because if you look at the chart, if you zoom out on this, let's go to the daily. Look at this. Just pushed up into a trend line that it has rejected from each time, regardless of what's going on in the Middle East, regardless of what's going on with Helene, right? This pushed up into it. A retracement was expected. And we talked about this when the price was pushing up into this. I was expecting price to come back to about this 60,500 to $63,000 zone. And look at this. This went right to 60,300. And now it's with the, it's still under that $63,000 zone. Now, this, because I was expecting this and it's happened, doesn't mean that this is done. Maybe this bounces and pushes up like I was expecting last week. Maybe we get a little bit further retracement since there's more uncertainty in the market now. You have to be able to adjust your analysis and your tactics if you are trading, not if you're long-term holding. You have to adjust your tactics and your analysis on a daily basis because of how crazy the different news cycles can flip at the turn of a switch. Now, this should be exciting to you if you are trading, because the number one thing you want when you are involved in these markets, if you're not absolutely only long-term holder, you can't be mad at volatility because it's going against your bias. Acknowledge that you have a bias and play to it with the strengths and the way that you are engaging with this market. If you're naturally bullish, then look for dips and buy dips and play those rather than just buying every move, especially right here. That's why $500 million got washed out. Oh, it's about to break out. Let's go long. Long at this point. If you weren't in a position on a trade, I'm not talking about long-term positions. If this pushes up into the zone, and you try to front run this and then you get liquidated, that's your fault. You lost your money. You can't be mad at anything. Crypto's not a scam. Your strategy or lack thereof is what absolutely fucked you. That's the only word that you can understand in that position. I don't curse a lot on the stream, but you have to understand this is not a game. You are trading against the world's best. In fact, not only the people, algorithms that can trade thousandths of a second before you 100 times within every trade that you're making. It's going to outtrade you. It is a fool's errand to just jump in this market and think you're going to win every trade. It's not going to happen. There's not a trader I know that wins every trade. CryptoFace, a friend of mine, and also one of the best traders, not only in crypto, but one of the best traders, I would argue, in the world. He takes losses all the time, but he knows how to mitigate his risk. And so his wins far, far, far outweigh his losses. And he's not willing to shy away from that either. So let's take a hold of our responsibility for every movement that we're making in this market, and the fact that this is volatility that's good for a trader. This is volatility that's good for a trader. If the price action is pushing up into a known resistance zone, as it's had all these times, the expectation here is to wait for a rejection to basically take a short on this to ride that volatility down, or wait for this to break out, come back, retest this, and then start to have that break to the upside to then take that long if you miss that move. Because if we come back over this, let's go to what we want to talk about. Where is it at? Right here. Perspective, hodl, and share. Multiple 20 to 30% nukes, meaning these drops. We've had multiple 20% all the way to 35% or more drops in this consolidation we've had the last 7 months. Let me actually expand the chat a little bit because I want to be able to see it a little better. It's a little small today. There we go. Alexander G is tuition. I've told you all about the $70,000 loss I took when about $85,000 was all I had at the time, and I traded up to it from nothing. And I lost 70,000 of that in one trade because I was an idiot. I lost my humility. I forgot strategy. Tuition. But one of the best things that's ever happened to me in the crypto space. And I've learned from it, and I can share that with you now. These 3 terrible news stories within a week is bound to affect the market. We are going back up soon. Dan A., shout out to you. When we start seeing these cascading things, you get max fear and then you get max opportunity. And we're seeing this. If we look at this, multiple 20 to 30% nukes. Germany dumped so much Bitcoin. Mt. Gox distributions over 100, it was 100 something thousand. Only about 82% of those were moved into those wallets on Kraken, and all that was 82% of that was moved into long-term storage, meaning not selling. Silk Road selling. You didn't hear that story? Yeah, you did. That was the U.S. selling Bitcoin. Those Bitcoin U.S. hold, the large majority of those 200,000 plus was from Silk Road confiscation. Israel-Iran war, equity indices, 10% correction, and now back to all-time highs. VIX hit historic highs, meaning implied volatility. Japanese yen carry trade implosion, which sent that market crash August 5th. Plenty of macro FUD. Despite all that, this is your monthly chart. Massive bull flag. And people are saying, oh my God, I'm scared. If you're scared, watch more of these episodes. Get inside BitLab Academy. We have the free traders group. I don't recommend that for you. I recommend for the majority of people, go through BitLab. We have 120 lessons in there, everything from the psychology of trading to on-chain data analysis to reading charts, technical analysis, candles, candle patterns, candle strategies, indicators, all kind of different indicators, not just the BitLab trading stack, RSI, stochastics, MACD, Ichimoku clouds, volume, all of it. Bollinger Bands. We go through all of that in BitLab Academy. If you're frustrated right now, maybe just watching YouTube isn't for you. Get in there. That deal is going to expire when the price breaks above $74,000. So take advantage of it. You get a half month free. You can cancel anytime. And you also get about 33% off for the life of your account. Now, when you go over there and do the deal, the first segment there is the Discord, and there's a lot of content in there. We're doing member streams. I've been telling you all about this. The member streams that are basically going to be mostly daily now. We had one yesterday within the Discord. Today is going to be me. Tomorrow is going to be me. Friday is going to be me. And you get that if you're part of BitLab Academy in the Discord, that membership link that I put up there before. But you also get it. I will be streaming those member streams for all of you BitLab members here on YouTube. So sign up, become a member. Let's get some gifts going for memberships. Let's get people involved, and because that's where we're going to be doing. Yeah, I talk about Bitcoin and Ethereum, and I'm going to be doing some altcoin content here on these morning streams, but we're going to do a lot more request altcoin content and a little bit more lesson heavy, answering questions specifically about what's going on in the market for pitfalls and issues and questions about what's going on in this market. So become a member, whether it's here on YouTube or there on lab.bitlabacademy.com. It's a great way to help support the channel and also make sure that you can have your operating system tuned in so that you can dominate. We are going into the most explosive, most exciting, best opportunity zone of our lifetime. It's not going to get better than now. The returns are only going to diminish from here. Regulations are only going to tighten from here. Let's take advantage of this while we can. So now that I've let you know what we got going on, take advantage of it while you can. And let's look to what's going on. I mean, we are bull flagging right here into holding at this previous all-time high range, the next move based on everything we've seen. Previous halving, the consolidation pattern. Look at this. This is what we're seeing. Same thing, same thing, same thing. What happens after this? Up. What happens after this? Up. What happens after this? Up. This is all in line with what we were talking about. Where's it at? With October, post-halving, always being the start, kicking off that ultimate incredible bullishness. So let's be excited about what's going on. Let's be excited. That's why the thumbnail on this stream is last buying opportunity. Now, that doesn't mean in this moment right now, it's not going to go down from here. The region that we're in on a time basis is any dollar lower on any of these assets that you're looking at. Still a little sick, but I'm on the mend. Don't worry. We are in what I would argue is any move down from here. And this is not financial advice. This is strategy advice based on the history of everything that we've seen over the last life cycle of Bitcoin, and now coming into the life cycle of altcoins. And the capital flow, it's probably over 2 trillion now. But remember last week I was saying there was in the week preceding, there's already a $1.426 trillion injection into the world economy. In fact, we can come back over here and look at this chart. Let's track it. Let's see what's going on. Let's not take Kelly's word for it. Let's look at the damn data. This is what I want to do. I want to bring you all data. I'll give you my opinions on it, but you can't argue with the data. This is global liquidity right here, baby. This is the fuel that makes the fire burn. And the fire that I'm talking about is the price action taking your life in a new direction. The fuel. Look at this uptick. Boom, front running massive uptick. Look at this uptick right here. Boom, front running massive uptick. And this was just sustained uptick, but the market cap was much smaller here. So this just had that explosive mentality. We're looking at these two cycles. So excited, I just can't stop coughing. We have broken past the previous all-time high. Global liquidity is saying the fuel is in the race car to drive your ass up the mountain. And what that means is towards profits only if you are involved in this market, only if you're taking advantage of it, only if you're not chopping yourself out, trying to move it every time you're excited or scared. A shot will clear that cold, bro. You know what? I try to be as homeopathic as, a shot. You mean a shot of tequila? Maybe I'll take a shot of tequila tomorrow. If I'm still coughing, I'll have a bottle of tequila. I'll take a shot. It'll knock it right out. Welcome, Disco fam. We got 198 people just rolled in. We got 425 in the room as it is right now. Big love to each and every one of you. We got some data today. It is October 2nd. That's right. You know it's today, October 2nd. Why am I saying that? I'm just going to recover this for everybody really quick because it's October 2nd. And there were so many people yesterday saying October was a scam. On the first day of the damn month. This is the most impatient shit I have seen ever. The first day of the month, you're telling me October is a scam. You know how that is 99.9% impatience because you didn't even let the first day end before people are saying it's all over. Well, get the hell out of the market if that's what you think, because you don't understand how markets work. I shared it. I actually, where's it at? October 1st. October, every cycle has been the start of the parabolic uptrend. Great. But then also, we're going to get to that in a few minutes. I say until a new regional low under $52,000, I'm going to keep the bull vibes going. Everything happening in price action right now was as expected, and I've called it out on a daily basis for the last month. The first week of October, bearish, chopping likely. We'll start getting some price action up, but by the middle of the month, I do think we're going to start pushing up. By the end of the month, I do think we will be riding, but I'm still feeling like this. Until we have something catastrophic that breaks the market down below 52, I'm leaning bullish because of the state of the macro trend, which is this right here, macro bull flag, and a huge injection of global liquidity that's basically a bullish divergence on an upcoming move that hasn't happened yet. I mean, can you guys get behind that? Holy moly. This is the most bullish period of our life. I do want to address the strike. Yeah, it's going to have some economic impact. But the interesting thing about this, I don't think the people that are striking, whether it's the Teamsters, because now we're seeing it across Amazon drivers, some other aspects across the nation, not just ports. But what the strike on the ports has done is giving impact to other people and other unions and other workers saying, yeah, we want more. And you know what? The truth is, everybody deserves more. That is the truth. But when you consider the impact of the cyclical nature that these markets work in and the economy works in, is if everybody goes on strike and everybody starts to get paid more, what do you have? You have more income and liquidity in the marketplace. And so what happens is the cost of everything goes up. And then what happens is now the cost of everything goes up, but everybody's getting paid more, but this kind of nullifies it. So this pay increase has become irrelevant. This is why you need to buy Bitcoin to exit the system. And if it's not Bitcoin, focused on investing and stop asking for raises. Give yourself a raise by sacrificing something and investing in your future. Because as I mentioned at the start of this show, 1913, if you invested in gold as a millionaire, you'd be worth $92 million. If that millionaire kept it in dollars, you'd be worth $16,000. The only way to get ahead in this world, and unfortunately it's not, I'm sorry, it's up to you. That's it. The government's not going to come to save you. Raises don't matter. None of that shit matters. Do you invest or not? That's the determination of whether or not you're going to be in a better position in the future for yourself, for your kids, for your family, etc. But we've been talking, guys. We've been talking. We got to get into some of this. BlackRock and Fidelity ETFs are now in the top 10 ETFs launched in the last 10 years. This asset class within the ETF space is not even a year old. Not even a year old. It's already in the top 10, both Fidelity and IBIT. This is the appetite that is for Bitcoin. This is only just getting started. Now, continuing on, there's a little bit of concern, I have to admit. We're about to dive into some TA, so everybody stick around. I got some info I'm going to show you on some great data on some altcoins you need to be paying attention to if you are interested at all in the RWA space. So stick around for that. We're going to be doing some TA here in a minute. And again, I do want to shout out, we do have a giveaway going on today. Coming over here to at Kelly Kellum, you can see how it's spelled right here. I think Alexander G will put it in the live chat there. And if you're watching on Twitter, I mean, hit this retweet button, hit this like button. If we get over 15 today, I will do a giveaway on the shares of just today. It's not going to be a random drawing. We're only at 7. I mean, we got 433 people in the room and less than 7 of you want to just spread the word, man. Come on, get some love. And if not, even if you don't want to retweet, hit this like button. And again, that link for if you want to join the free traders group is in the first comment right here. Join us in there. And all the info to do that is right on this link. Now, let's talk about it. This is a little concerning when we're talking about what's happening with the price action. Now, this was this morning, so it might have changed a bit. This was at 6:47 this morning, but these are all buy orders. It's almost like a buy wall preventing this to go lower. It's about 6:47 this morning. This buy wall, you can see all of a sudden evaporated, almost like it's coordinated, almost like there's market makers out there shaping what the bull and bear case is in the market. Now, this completely evaporated, but it's interesting to see because now we're seeing Bitcoin trying to make a little bit of a rise, trying to make a little bit of a run up. We have broken out. Should we take a trade? On the 1 hour, look at this. On the 1 hour, we got the VWAP testers coming up. We have this coming down, angled up, RSI angled up. Let's look at it on the 15 minutes. Maybe we'll take a trade live. Let's go down to the 7 minute. And now here's the only concern. This is coming into the weekly VWAP. Now this is good. This is on the BitLab trading stack indicators. This is my favorite signal. When the intention is to keep it short, you'll get rejections from here, play a negative spread, come back up. If the still intention is to go short, meaning the market makers and the bigger money, they will push up into this, get a little bit of a fake out like this, and then reverse this right back down. So this, for me, although this is exciting, right? It's pushing up. Get in before it runs away. This is what everybody does. This is why so many people get wrecked trading. Even if you say, I'm buying because long term, and you buy this, and then it starts reversing, then you sell, then don't chop your ass out. As this is pushing up into this zone, I would be waiting for this to break above this, comes back and finds support somewhere on this and starts making the way up, because this is coming into kind of what I consider a no trade territory, because anything can happen coming into this zone. As we see rejection. This is looking like a more bullish shape, but I'm not going to be convinced by it until it breaks above this zone. So exciting, but not quite there yet. What else were we talking about? Now this super bearish chart, guys, I'm very worried. I'm so worried. Everybody put on your hats, strap into your chair, be prepared to cry for no reason at all, because this is the most bullish thing we could see. This is something I want you to understand. There is bullishness in bearishness. When you're looking at inverse correlated assets or data sets, we want this to be bearish. What is this? This isn't an inverted chart or anything silly like that. This is a USDT dominance, the stable coin dominance. The fact that this is rising in a broadening wedge, this is a bearish formation, and the price action now is coming, look, into this zone, bounce, 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 rejection, rejection. If this is rejected here and comes down and breaks down, this is inversely correlated with Bitcoin. We want this to be bearish, so this breaks down, because if the stablecoin dominance is breaking down, what that means is how much market cap is there in stablecoins versus crypto. If the market cap, if the dominance, the amount of market cap, that ratio of how much is in stablecoins versus crypto, if that starts to go down, that means that those stablecoins are basically selling the stablecoins for crypto, aka buying crypto. We want this to break down so that everything else can break up. So note it, understand that. And then in addition to that, we're talking about the market broke down because of all the news yesterday. Did it? Well, I mean, when we look at this, I mean, this is what happened today. Nothing to do with wars. This was posted yesterday. This is a heat map on Bitcoin. The yellow lines were long trades on leverage derivatives. They got swept. Price makes the narrative. So this was all here before all that news came out. And what happened? There's all these people that were longing, and the market makers are going, okay, well, we just bounced up into a zone that we can expect to reject from, because when we're looking at this coming into a known resistance level, and then we see, where's that chart at? Okay, now we also have all this liquidity because people got a little too excited. So let's go up and scoop that liquidity. What happened? Boom. Then you have the perfect reason. You get a news narrative that comes out that everybody says that's the reason, but it also can be an additional, it's like kind of excuse for those market makers and anybody that is fearful. It's like, oh yeah. And some people start selling in fear, and then market makers say, let's dump it. Boom, scoop up, clear out all that liquidity, $500 million, free money, right into smarter traders, longer term traders, people that can eat this free liquidity. That's all we did. Look, scoop this free liquidity, cleared it out. Let's actually look at what this looks like today after yesterday. This data is present for all of you. It is there. We cleared it out. This is on the 3-day. Let's go to the weekly. See, clearing out all this liquidity. Boom, sweeping it all the way down. And now there's some nodes below us, but look, the majority of the liquidity is above us now. This does not mean it's bound to only go up from here, but we've cleared a lot of that magnet, that negative bearish magnet that's below us. What the market makers want you to believe is that this is over. They want to trigger your emotions and have you panic sell, and also flush out these people that were just over leveraged buying. This is going up. So they get liquidations, creating fast moves to the downside, and then you get people actual panic selling, shorting this, which you can see with these high liquidation levels that are stacking up above us. The data is on the chart to show you which direction the intention is likely going to be. So let's be patient with the moves that happen. Let's realize where we're at on the market cycle, considering the fact, coming back over to here, I know you see this all. Let's actually go your halving cycle. Let's see where we're at. Where are we at? Boom, right here. Is it over? Guys, is the bull cycle over? Or are we doing what we've done every single cycle before this? This pink line, see that pink line turning on and off? That is where we're at right now. Boom. Let's turn off the 2013 cycle. This is last cycle. This is the 2017 cycle. Now I want you to see something here. Look at where we're at. This is current cycle. Now look, that is smack dab. It's actually just a touch below what we were in the 2017 cycle. If you turn on the 2020 cycle, I mean, we couldn't be more exactly in the exact place we've been every cycle before. And this is also reflected here, post halving consolidation. And I've been outlining this since April 19th. Now, am I lucky that this has come true? Maybe. But the confluence of multiple data sets from different types of data, from on-chain data, from technical analysis data, from price action, from different indicators, from time measurements, all of it indicated that, and let's see. Kelly Kellum, Twitter, April 19th, 2024. Let me see if this can pull it up. I don't know if it will. We can go here to media though. Scroll back. That's what I've shared this. Let's see, where are we at? What date is this? May 27th, almost there. So right here, April 19th. I shared this April 19th. Don't get chopped out in sideways action that history has indicated is likely post-halving. Last cycle, 70 plus days, should have said 170, 70 plus days sideways before a fake out that came straight back, resulting in 160 days post-halving before blast off. Don't mess this up. Stack the dips. So this is what I'm showing. Let me take my face off so you can see what I'm talking about. Let me take my face off. No. Boom. There you go. You can still hear me. This is what I'm talking about. This is where we entered the halving, and I'm just showing these two, purple and pink and orange. This traveled sideways for about 40 days before it had its initial pump up, but it came right back down. It was 170 days, 160, 170 days before the price action blasted to the upside. Now let me turn my face back on. So when we're looking, by the way, how sick is this car? If this car ever gets made, I am buying it. This is a Alfa Romeo concept that is sick as a, let's just take a little side tangent here. How many of you would get this car if this car came out? This car, it looks like a classic futuristic car. This is the sickest sports car I have seen in quite some time. This is, sorry, that just tickled my little car heart there. Sick. Sometimes we need a tangent, right? So when we're looking at this post-halving, let's go up to this chart that I've had drawn for months, now 7 months now, looking at these two measurements right here. This is when we hadn't continued measuring into where we're at, but we're looking at this 160-ish day mark. And this is where we had it boxed out. This box right here, which we drew months ago, this outlines the time period in which I thought we were going to start to see bullish price action and attempt to break out or an actual breakout. Shout out to my boy, Crypto Dank says, if you're here, you're a winner. The top 5%, all you have to do is execute. Nobody can do this for you. Put method to action and take profits. Don't gamble in the shitcoin space unless green days. Shout out to my boy, Mr. Danky Danks, Crypto Danks. I'm going to make that large on the screen. Make sure you're following him as well. He comes on here every Monday. He and I forged a very good friendship. We're basically crypto best friends and we're good friends now. We're good friends, especially after our trip in Singapore. So make sure you're giving him a follow. Always great information there. But this is that box. I drew this box when we were back over here. This is where I'm looking for bullishness. And what do you know? We also saw a push up into this zone. We might chop all the way through this. This goes all the way to when? It looks like October 24th. I think, let's do another box real quick, just so I can kind of show what I actually think is going to happen. I think it'll be more something like about this. I think it'll be within this shorter box by the middle of the month. I think we'll push down into this and then by the middle of the month then start breaking out. And whether or not we have 50% increase this month or even 6%, everything's lining up with global liquidity, with all the things we've been looking for to get that upward price action. So we've talked enough about Bitcoin. We got to talk about some altcoins. We got to talk about what's going on in this space because I know the majority of you're probably a little overexposed in altcoins. That's okay. We're going to make sure that we're staying on the right side of this trend. You got to if you're in altcoins, you have to diversify. You can't say, I'm only in XRP. Well, if you are only in XRP, I'm sorry, but you're an idiot. I don't know. I'm calling that XRP. If you're only in one altcoin that is not Ethereum or link, then you're probably making a very terrible decision, because there's no telling what way regulation is going to go within the altcoin ecosystem. Now, diversification is key here, and making sure you're addressing things that you care about. If I'm sharing coins, if you don't give a crap about that narrative, don't buy it. I do not want to be the reason I want you to be the reason that you make money. I want you also to take responsibility that you are also the reason if you lose money. I'm here to give you tools. I'm here to give you different narratives. I'm here to give you different examples and suggestions about maybe some places to look and how to look. But it all comes down to the execution that you take. I don't know your risk tolerance. I don't know what you're capable of. I don't know what you're incapable of. And that could be on an emotional level or a strategy level, or what some people, they'll find somebody they really like on YouTube. They'll hear a coin, and then instead of paying rent, they think they're going to double their money by throwing it into this coin. Then they lose it. They don't know what to do. And then they blame it on the YouTuber. No, it's your fault. 100%. None of this. Me, Crypto Danks, Frankie Candles, Crypto Face, Discover Crypto, Crypto Band. None of this is financial advice. We're telling you the strategies, tools, and the resources we're utilizing that have gotten us to where we've gotten, and hoping that you can take the different pieces of the puzzle and fit them into your life, into your strategy, build your strategy. What I do works for me. Some of it might not work for you because you have a different lens for which that you see the world. So everybody, let's talk about it. We've been talking about, I added some more to Aether last night. I sold a little bit of stacks today, not because I don't believe in stacks. I was looking at my portfolio. I was like, for a portfolio balance, and I'm going to be sharing a post on this in the BitLab Discord later, and I'll share it on the BitLab members post area as well. For those of you that are BitLab members here, you get access to that content. So shout out to anybody that's a member, and anybody that wants to be a member, join. Alexander G, if you'll share the link for BitLab member join in the live chat. What was I talking about? Oh, so I took a little bit out of stacks because I had the same size position as stacks as I did as like Link and other things. So I took some out and I reallocated that money to DAG, Constellation DAG, and to Aether, because they're both smaller market cap coins. I want a little bit more exposure to them. I'm talking about them a lot, but I also talk about them because I believe in them. So I took some positions on that. Now, when we're looking at what's going on in the altcoin market, one of these days I'll stop coughing. Boom. We have to look. What were we talking about yesterday? This is the others chart. How do you get this chart? This is the crypto market cap minus the top 10. All you got to do, look at this. You don't have to click up here. No, just click on the chart. Boom. Once you click on the chart, nothing happened, right? Yeah, it did. It selected the chart. Now just type others. You can do this with any coin. A lot of people don't realize this. You don't have to come up here. No, just click on the chart. You can start typing BTC if you want Bitcoin. You pull it up. You can also click on the chart and press in a number. Let's say 5. Boom. Now you got 5 minutes, or you can do 5M for 5 months, or you can do 5H for 5 hours. And then it's not just about, you don't always have to use all these tools. You can use some quick keys, baby. For all of you that don't know, I have a video, free video here on YouTube. And if you come over here, come to BitLab Academy. If you scroll down here for you right here, Daily Alpha right here, Pro Trading View Guide. Go watch this. There's so many quick keys that'll make it so much easier for you to set up your templates, for you to get through, do horizontal lines or horizontal rays, or automatically do a fib. You don't have to go over here back and forth. I hate watching people use TradingView. It drives me crazy because nobody knows how to use it effectively. But follow me. I will be your Sherpa to more efficient charting. But what are we talking about yesterday? Others chart, breaking down in this bullish formation. Why? Because it's a falling channel. These tend to break bearish. Boom. We got the higher low. We have the higher high here. We talked yesterday about this likely falling down. It was like right over in here. It was a few days ago, actually, talking about this coming down and testing into this range, the bottom side of this, potentially bouncing on this, flipping this previous resistance to support. It's come down into this. Now, is the worst over? Let's get down on the 2-hour chart. Now it's starting to show signs of a little bit of a local bottom. Let's hope that this if you're a bull. Let's hope if this bounces right here and you want to see this clear this zone as a signal that the risk is coming back into altcoins. But again, this is all going back to Bitcoin. What is happening with Bitcoin? This is starting to show that strength, but it's not there yet. It's especially not there yet until we break back above this weekly VWAP, which is right here. And then we still have this trade signal line right here, which is currently red and also angled very sharp to the downside. This is all the way up at 64,400. Now, before we go on to a few more minutes of the altcoins, I do want to highlight, where's Marty Party? Marty Party shared a post earlier. Why is that so zoomed in? There we go. Where is it at? I feel like I've been hunting for a lot of charts lately, and it's just not. I'll just go over to the liquidation chart. Boom, right here, $63,000 is $207 million in liquidations at $63,232. So we're talking about the price action breaking up here. Not only does, look at this, 63.4. This couldn't be more exact. The weekly VWAP is right here at that zone. This is a big zone for us to break through if we're expecting not only Bitcoin. You guys have to understand. Sometimes you guys are like, Kelly, why do you look at Bitcoin so much? Well, because right now, Bitcoin is the name of the game. Yes, you're going to make more money in a lot of different alts. A lot of alts, you're going to lose a shitload of money because some are going to fail. But the point is, until this market gets trending, you need to follow the signal of what Bitcoin's doing. If this is able to clear this zone, clear the weekly VWAP, and clear all the way up even past this trade signal line at 64.3, then you're going to see the altcoins also starting to absolutely rip because risk is going to come back in the market. Now, I wanted to show you a couple things. One thing, Celestia. You have to be a little careful on Celestia unless this is an error. October 30th, 175 million TIA are unlocked. That's 82% of its circulating supply. So there could be a little bit of either a bearish narrative rumor going into that. It could be a sell-off. I'd be a little hesitant right now with taking large positions on longs on TIA because of this. Wanted to bring that to your attention. In addition to that, we'll get to this in 1 second. There's this one right here. Off the grid. Maybe you don't care about gaming, maybe you do, but realize Off the Grid is live on Xbox. Why does that matter? Off the Grid is built on the Avalanche blockchain, will be the first gaming title to go multi-console and PC. This is a game changer, potentially. If anything, it's going to be a big headline thing. It's also going to give a lot of broader exposure to what's going on in terms of blockchain gaming and the realization that not all Web3 or blockchain gaming has to be some terrible, shitty graphics that it's cool because it's on the blockchain. No, if I'm going to place a game at this stage of the game, at this stage of where we're at in technology, I'm not going to play anything unless it has basically nearly as good of graphics and gameplay as what's happening in the Web 2 or sort of the legacy gaming space. And so this is nice to see. So when we come over here and we look at Avalanche and realize that Avalanche is still primed, look at this, still primed for great opportunity zone. Zoom out on this. We're still, let's go to the 3-day. We're still very, very low. Let's turn off the indicators. We're still very low. Look at this. On this macro move, we only tapped the 382. We haven't even gotten up to this golden pocket, which is $100. That's a 4x from here just to get to the golden pocket of last cycle, let alone considering we'll more likely get somewhere here. More likely get somewhere up here. Minimum, I would say. The minimum is a 1.382, which is $203. That's a 10x. Most likely, I would say somewhere here in the 1.786 to the 2.618, which is basically 260 to 377. That's if we have a soft altcoin season. I am so bullish on Avalanche. That's why it's one of the larger positions in this altcoin portfolio I have. And yeah, we've been down a little bit, but we've been slowly adding in when we can. And if this goes up, 10x from here, 10x from here on this portfolio, that's $80,000 from $8,000. So Am I bullish on it? You better believe it. Now, real world assets. I told you I share you some secret sauce on some real world assets. Here are some crypto's top real world assets by development, AKA the teams are actively working and integrating and building that foundation to have a taller structure. The structure here, what I'm talking about is price. They're building into it. What is it? Chainlink, Synthetics, Dusk Foundation. I need to look into Dusk. I don't know much about it. Aura Chain, MakerDAO, which is now Sky, IXS Swap, or IX Swap, I should say, Polymesh Network, Centrifuge. I did a video on this about 2 months ago. This is a real world asset tokenization within the Polygon network. It's a parachain. Credit Coin, Reserve Protocol. I've heard a lot of kind of behind closed doors, kind of secret alpha talk about Reserve Coin from some different people. Let's go ahead and follow this. So make sure you keep an eye on this. Maybe I'll do a dedicated video on this. But the future is bright right now. I am still this guy right here. You know what I'm saying? I am this until we break structure. Everything is lining up. October is not a scam. It's just getting started. Before things can run away, they got to shake the wrong people off. The question you have to ask yourself right now is, are you the wrong person for profits, or are you here to change your life? That's what this is all about. I love you all. I appreciate you all. Make sure you sign up. If you want better knowledge about what's going on, technical analysis, reading on-chain data, reading the charts, the mindset, the trading psychology, all of it is right there. lab.bitlabacademy.com/deal. 120 lessons, so much content, resources, the Discord, the BitLab indicators that we use all the time. And of course, if you want to be active, let's go ahead and see if we hit that threshold to do a giveaway today. And if we haven't, I'm just surprised out of hundreds of people. And look at that. We got 13 people out of 481. Well, I sincerely appreciate each and every one of you that is here watching. And I extra quadruple double appreciate those of you that help share this, get the word out there. We're competing with so many people and there's so much noise out there. My only goal is to bring you meaningful content, resources, tool, and community. But if you want to join our free trader signals group right here, a bunch of pro traders in there giving breakdowns, setups, stop losses, the targets, trade setups as they're there. Get involved. The link is right there. It's also directly below this video right here. Make sure you're hitting that like button. Make sure you are subscribed, especially if you are a BitLab member. And even if you're not, I'm going to tell you a secret. If you turn on your notifications where it says subscribe, hit this little down arrow, turn on all. Every once in a while, about once or twice a week, when you're here on BitLab Academy, if your notifications are turned on here on posts, I will be doing some of the private member streams that only members get. I will post on the public post thing here that you'll get notified on, but it'll only be up for about 5 minutes and I'll put it back to members only. But if you're already in there, you're going to be in there. I want to make sure I can give people that are participating, that have notifications on, that have subscriptions on, you get the benefit of getting some of that secret sauce now and again. Now, where we're going from here, we're going to head over to the blockchain basement and say, what are we going to say when we enter? Everybody head over to blockchain basement right after this. And what we are going to say is, let's do, I'm going to post it in here. You guys can copy and paste it. We're going to do lab coats. I love doing this. This makes it just feel like we're in a group. 3 lab coats. You can copy and paste this. Everybody copy paste that over there in the live chat there on Blockchain Basement. That's all I got. I love you guys. I appreciate you. 2 p.m. today, Eastern time. We got the member stream going on here. If you're a BitLab member on YouTube or in the Discord, I love you guys. I appreciate you. That's all I got. Adios. Adios, muchachos. Thank you for coming. Thank you for always tuning in. Pump it up. You got to pump it up. Don't you know, pump it up. Hope you all guys like this content. I love you all. I appreciate you. Make sure you're hitting that like button on the way out, subscribing, dinging that bell for notifications. We are going to ride this mother to the top. Let's go.